This is the most unusual journal I have made to date, and it's a collaboration, although Debbie didn't know it was going to be a collaboration. The artwork that you are seeing here was done by a friend of mine, and she's moving and she's cleaning out her studio. So those of us that are in the art group, we all got to grab some things, and since I love paper, I grabbed some of her paper stuff, and there was quite a bunch of it. I did this little Zentangle for the spine, but this was her artwork, and she was just, it was going to go in the bin if nobody wanted it. So I took a stack of it, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So, well, I had just bought this binder 3 weeks earlier than receiving this, or a couple of weeks. And then Natasha on Treasure Books made a big journal using binder clips. And I have this binder, and these are big pieces of paper. They were 9 by 12. So I trimmed off a little bit on the bottom of the top. This is all her artwork, and I couldn't see it going in the bin. It was fun, it was pretty. So I'm just going to do a flip through. I thought I would do kind of a process videos, but I spent way a lot of time on this. I had fun. Definitely, I had fun. So let me just flip through it and kind of talk about it as I go. There was kind of a theme. There was a lot of this turquoisey paint and colors running through all of her, and I have a bunch of her papers. I didn't need to add much of my own stuff at all. It was pretty amazing. So the journal, this binder, is one of those nice slant D. And when I got done with this stack, I went, well, this is actually perfect. Oh, goodness. So she had some of these, she said these are dryer sheets. So she did collaging on dryer sheets on both sides. And they're a little different. Each of them are a little bit different. And this is the only one that she had added paper into. And the rest of them, I added paper, and you'll see them as we go along. And this is just a little off, this is an offcut from something you're going to see inside. And I had some of this big card, so I just made a big writing board tag kind of thing. So this was already the way it is. All I did was trim it down, ink the edges, and punch holes in it. Um, it's so cool, when you spend some time and you see all the little drawing bits. This one was blank inside, so I added a couple of stickers. So that's all I did here. This was something that she had in this stuff she was getting rid of, so I just glued it on, and it would be fine to write over. So I'm seeing this as an art journal that is a writing journal. Let me make sure I am staying in the camera because this is big. All right, so this is a piece of scrapbook paper I had in my stash, and this is some vellum sets. So see how I worked on making the vellum overlay the other piece when I made the big pocket. So this is just a little journal. So that's why I say it's art and it's a lot of writing. I put a lot of writing in places in here. And then folded over the scrapbook paper, and here's some more of that card, and just added a couple of writing cards in there. This is a file folder. So I folded that, this is the file folder fold. And so I added this, and I left a little bit of an opening on top. This was also from what Debbie gave me. It's just another one of those little matchbook notepad kinds of things. She had a big collaged sheet with some book pages on it, and she also had some of these leftover calendar pages. So I just glued that to the back and used a little piece of this up here for a tab. This was these, you can see where it all came from. There was all these things, and I just added a couple of stickers just to finish it off. So there's that, and this is all stenciling. I decided I would do some stenciling here and there. And these are really fun. I learned this from Natasha again, Treasure Books, is punch out circles with a circle punch and then punch holes in them. And I made a template so that I'd know where to put all of the holes on all the pages, so they're all the same. So as a file folder, this worked really, really well. All I had to do was do some inking along with the stenciling. And I was using distress inks for this project. I used distress inks and I used these little brushes for the stenciling. And and I just did some random, I had used a couple of these and just did some random stenciling colors around the edges. So on this file folder, I cut it down so that I could create another journal. So there's another journal. I have a sheet of letters, so I went ahead and put that on, and this is just some distressing little spritzing here and there. This was some more of her papers. I just added a little sticker, some more of her papers, and I punched out the hole reinforcers with this same. It was a piece of that, again, collaged and inked dryer sheet. Here's another one of her. I think this is watercolor. I didn't ask her. Um, so she had a little bit of a vine running through here, and I just added a little bit with the leaves. I added a little bit of lines here and there. So I was just having some fun on her art, adding a little of my art. Now she had quite a few of these, and I wanted to incorporate them. And that's one of the reasons this is so big, is because of these big envelopes, which is just a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper folded in from the corners to create a big envelope. And I made this a little tuck spot here. And in each of these, this is where these dryer sheet collage with acrylic paint and uh, some tea bags collaged in. So I went ahead and added paper to this one, a variety of different papers, and sewed them in so they're all sewed in. And in this envelope, I also have offcuts from this whole project. So whoever winds up with this project will have some bits and pieces to play with to add to the journals and things like that. This was another experimental piece she had in the stack. I just inked the edges, cut it to the size, rounded the corners. Another piece of scrapbook paper folded over and glued in. I had this scrapbook paper in my stash and, cut the hole reinforcers. And because she's got love over here on this big envelope, so I punched out some hearts. I love this hole reinforcer decoration. So one of the things she did is she taught Zentangling. And so I was looking at, this is one of her printouts because she's helping us in the art group to learn some Zentangles. So I saw this one and I decided that that would be a fun embellishment for this big pocket. And this is again a file folder that I decided to just glue together. This is another one of her, this is tea bags and dryer sheet. So it's really stiff. It makes a good little cover. And so I added some pages to it. So we have another journaling little journal book. This one didn't have anything on it yet, but rather than me do a lot of work on this, I thought, let's just leave this. This is an art and writing journal. It's a really different kind of a uh, goal or idea to go with this. Oh, a little stenciling. So really, I just cut these down and inked the edges. All right, here's another one of those envelopes. A little stenciling, some more of these little punch outs. Also, when I put these in, I've only put glue on the center square behind. So there's flexibility with these pockets, room to get in and get out and add lots of things to it because it's not glued down edge to edge. So here is another one of her little scrappy pieces. So I just added, this was another one of her pieces of paper that was in there. So I just made another little booklet out of it. I'm gonna have to try out that dryer sheet idea. I haven't done that yet. I have them. I need to save a few and try that out. Okay. She does paint pouring also. So she photocopies her paint pours. So there were a couple sheets of this photocopied paint pour. Another thing I learned on a recent Treasure Books video was tearing it and using it so you can see where this is this. And this is another file folder. This just happens to be a file folder that I had tea dyed. I had one. So when I found it, I went, oh, okay, perfect. I put this little strip here to hide the brand name of the file folder. And once again, so this was another one of the things that was in her stash. So I just folded in half and it makes a nice little writing spot. Tuck that in there. Another little thing that was in her stash, I folded it in half, corner punched it. This was in her stash. I added a sticker. Here's another one of her really amazing pages, full of all kinds of things. I mean, it's kind of a learning experience, seeing how she was just one little piece at a time, a little collage bit. Really, really fun. And so that is the last page in this journal. And again, here's another one of her collaged and acrylic paint with the dryer sheet. So I just made a long, tall journal with some of my papers. Fun. So what this journal has in it, it has 10 of these big pages. There are 7 journals, and there are 13 tags and writing spots. So this is all writing spots. And you have these creative areas on these to add your own artwork. And for that matter, this one could get pulled out and some more Zentangling could be done in it. And of course, where's the other one? Yeah, this one is ready to go. So yeah, and there could be some Zentangling on here. I mean, yeah. So I'm leaving in her little design sheets for the borders. And I think I have something else that I can tuck in there. So I've had my fun with this. So it's now time for somebody else to have fun with it. So I am putting this on my Etsy shop. And just to let you know, I took this and I showed it to Debbie. And I said, would you like to have it back? And she just laughed and said, no, no. I hope it goes on to somebody else and they continue to have fun with it the way you've had fun with it. And um, so whatever I sell this for, I'll put some money back to her. And it's a collaborative effort after all, right? So this is This was just a kind of a very different and fun, unique project using somebody else's artwork to create a journal. Wild, huh? It could be a fun thing to do if you know somebody, if you know other people that like to do journaling or like to do artsy kinds of pages like this. It could be really fun, to make like covers like these and pass them on and get stuff back. Um, it could be really interesting to do this kind of a swap and making collage journal covers and things like that. So please tell me what you think in the comments of this unusual journal project. And by all means, if this if this inspires you and you'd like to buy it, go check out the Etsy shop. All the links will be in the description box. I hope this was fun and inspiring for you to see a completely different sort of take on a journal project. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll join me in my next video. Bye for now.